Hello Ram fans and welcome to the T&J Double Take. I'm Terah Barrio.
And I'm Jessica Mendoza. The CSU softball team had a lot of action this past weekend, so Terah, will you break it down for us?
The CSU softball team headed down to California this past weekend for the DeMarini Invitational, where they had another strong weekend yet again. On day one, the Rams took on some rain and competed against Pacific College. The Rams were able to come out on top with a victory in 5 innings. The Rams hopped on the scoreboard early with senior Lauren McCannon hitting her first home run of the season. The Rams were able to keep their lead throughout the game, scoring 6 more runs by only the 3rd inning. Going into day 2, the Rams split the day with a 5-0 victory over Stanford University and a 6-5 loss against Iowa State. In game 2, the Cyclones loaded up the bases before an infield single followed by an error, allowing 2 runs to score. The Rams were able to tie the game up in the 5th inning, but weren't able to hold on to it, giving them their first loss of the weekend. The Rams were able to finish the weekend with a shutout on their last day against Portland State 7-0. The Rams got on board in the 2nd inning when Isabella Navarro knocked a 2 RBI double to center, scoring Haley Donaldson and Amber Nelson. The Colorado State softball team will head back to California for the Mary Nutter Collegiate Classic this weekend.
Well, Terah, I'm looking forward to seeing how the softball team continues to do this season. They're off to a great start. But I heard over the weekend you got a chance to check out the underwater hockey team, and I'm excited to see what that's all about.
Have you ever heard of underwater hockey? Well, you may have known it as Octopush, which was created in England in the 1950s. But before it was a club sport here at CSU, you could have actually taken it as a class, according to head coach Philip Hickey.
It was actually a class. You could take a PE class and get credit for it, playing underwater hockey. When I had actually just graduated, so I didn't get any credits for it, but several of the people I was living with at the time were grad students, and they were taking this underwater hockey class, and I said, that sounds interesting, can I come along and check it out? And little did I know, but it's actually really hard to get people to come and try underwater hockey.
Each team consists of 10 players, and like hockey, it's played 6-on-6, and like water polo, it starts with a sprint. Each player is allowed a foot-long stick, which allows them to pass the puck under the water to their teammates. A goal is only counted if it is scored by the stick, though. The game consists of 2 15-minute halves with a 5-minute resting period. And in order for communication, players have to be well aware of hand signals.
Near, center, far.
Okay.
And there's others depending on the formation, but that's the gist of it. You give a very simple hand signal to let the person who's coming in for you know where in the pool they're supposed to be.
Hickey explains the grace to underwater hockey.
It's a really elegant sport. It's graceful, you're weightless, you can move around like a fish, underwater quiet, but I really appreciate it.
Underwater hockey isn't just appreciated by Coach Hickey, but also by the community of Fort Collins. Well, Rams, today we are lucky enough to be joined by Captain Ianna Debrunner. Ianna, thanks so much for joining us today.
Sure. So, Ianna, this is such a unique sport. When I've been telling people all week about underwater hockey, people are like, never even heard of it. So I have to wonder, how did you get started with this sport?
I actually started a while ago because both my parents play in Denver, so just kind of followed them, and my brother also plays and my sister, so I couldn't let them beat me at anything, so I played.
That's awesome.
So what made you decide to start it here at CSU? Because I know it's not just a student-run sport, it's also a community. So how did you get the community involved with the students?
I really am very passionate about underwater hockey. I've been doing it for a really long time, and I really like it. And there used to be a club here, so I thought I should get it going again. And yeah.
Have you noticed some big challenges with finding other teams to play and challenge you guys, or getting the community involved? Have you faced a lot of challenges there?
Not much, actually. We're pretty new, so we haven't had many teams to play with against yet. We usually just play against ourselves, but the community's been really awesome. They're always helping out and coming to help play and teach, so it's really awesome.
That's awesome. Well, Ianna, thank you so much for joining us today. It was a pleasure to have you on and to get the word out about underwater hockey. But it's been nearly 4 months since the Colorado State women's golf team has competed, but their spring season teed off just yesterday. Round 1 of the Rebel Beach Women's Golf Tournament, which was hosted by University of Nevada, Las Vegas, ended with the hosts tied for first place with San Jose State at 290. The Colorado State team was tied for 10th place with Fresno State, each sitting at 309. As round 2 finished up just earlier today, Colorado State had slipped down to 14th out of the 16 teams that were there, just barely beating Northern Arizona and New Mexico State. Arizona was just 3 over par today to finish over UNLV for first place thanks to 170 pars and 40 birdies. And we must mention CSU's rival, the Colorado Buffaloes, finished 6th place in this week's tournament. Last week, Katrina Prendergast finished tied for 28th at this exact tournament. As for this year, unfortunate for the Rams, Haley Grabe finished last in 86th place, and the Rams to place highest was Prendergast at 43.
Well, Rams, it's time for this week's Disrupted Picks, where we ask our Twitter followers to tell us which sports controversy you want to hear. So Jessica, this week, can you do the honors?
Yeah, so we actually picked before the show today. So here's our little thing we picked out of the hat. And this is from Eric Epps, and he said, do the Nuggets have the experience and maturity on their team to make a playoff run this year? So this is a very controversial question, as the Nuggets are second in the West Conference, but they are the third youngest team in the NBA right now. So Terah, what do you think about this one?
I don't know. I mean, I genuinely don't think they will have a run in the playoffs. I think that they need to have another building season. And I will say that just because, for reason one, the West is the best. And last year, it was kind of a dogfight. And the seeds 3 and 9, they were separated by only 3 games. So I just think that they need another year to build. And hopefully they'll have Michael Porter Jr. coming back from that injury. So we'll see.
Yeah, so last year was definitely a big down season for the Nuggets. They just barely got left out of the playoffs. So I think that is going to make it even more of a motivator this year for them to make a run in the playoffs. So I'm going to go and say yes, I think they will make a run. I think they have a really deep roster this year with vets and younger talent. Vets with Paul Millsap and Isaiah Thomas, they have that playoff experience, which is a lot of people's biggest concern right now. But they also have a lot of younger talent. You cannot forget to talk about Nikola Jokic. He's one of the best big men in the league right now. He's really good at playing defense. He's really a good, a threat to score. So he's really going to help bring this team. And you can't forget to talk about head coach Michael Malone, who actually just coached in the All-Star game and helped bring Team LeBron to the win. So I definitely think that this Nuggets team can make a run in the playoffs as long as they continue their defensive strategies, kind of stay up on that, because they have been kind of back and forth with their defense this season, and then continue to communicate and just play their game. I would like to see them make a run and at least try to contend the Warriors in the Western Finals this year.
Yeah, I like how you said the Warriors, though, because there is a chance they're going to have to play the Warriors, and I mean, it's the Warriors. So I guess we'll have to see when it comes.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Ram fans, if you have a topic that you'd like to hear us talk about, DM us on Twitter or on Instagram. And to stay updated on sports throughout the week, you can head to thecollegian.com or sports_CTV for all the latest updates. I'm Jessica Mendoza.
And I'm Terah Barrio. But don't go anywhere just yet. Justin has a story on the student housing issues in Fort Collins. You don't want to miss it.